What's going on, listener? Thanks for pressing play today. In today's episode of Nerd Nostalgia, you're going to find Irvin doing a solo episode and bringing you some rumors are us speculation. And the movie of discussion today that these rumors are about is going to be none other than Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness that's coming and debuting soon. But before we get into that, guys, please head over to Apple Podcast, drop that 5-star, tell your friends, family, and coworkers about us. Find us on the old tube of you, that YouTube, Nerd Nostalgia, Nerd.Nostalgia on Instagram. We're on TikTok, Facebook, all of it. Follow us. All right, no quick clip today, so enjoy the intro song. Welcome, everybody, to another episode here on the Nerd Nostalgia Podcast. I am your main host, Irvin, bringing you all the rumors that you can handle. This is an Rumors Are Us episode. It should be a quickie. Nothing too crazy. There are just some rumors that I've been wanting to get off of my chest that have been kind of circulating, and I want to discuss them. So let's get into it. As I mentioned in that preview, the rumor is, actually it's a few rumors, but the rumors are cast rumors around the Multiverse of Madness. If you have not seen the most recent trailer for that movie that debuted right around the Super Bowl, then boy oh boy, you've been missing out and living under a rock. That trailer itself was epic. The movie is set to debut May the 6th, and it is tracking to be one of the greatest MCU movies of all time, just for the implications, just on the amount of rumored castings and everything like that. The last time we had something like this, it was going to be Spider-Man, and I have a feeling this is going to surpass that. Now, that said, there's three main rumors that have kind of sprung up. There's actually a bunch. There's Hugh Jackman's going to be in it. There's Tom Cruise is going to be in it. And so some of these, they're all related around castings, right? So right off the rip, rumor number one, and this one's actually a pretty solid one. I'd want to say this was been just basically confirmed via that trailer. We are going to get our MCU debut of none other than the group known as the Illuminati. Now, for those that don't know about the Illuminati, they're basically like this, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a fictional society of superheroes that kind of are leading the charge. It's exactly what you would think, right? The Illuminati that we talk about here that control the world. Well, same concept except in the Marvel Universe. They made their comic book debut in New Avengers number 7. And if you don't know, if you're not a comic book collector, that came out in 2005, and that book has recently spiked, ladies and gentlemen. It went from a literally $5 to $10 book, maybe 20, upwards to a 70, and I think at some point it hit $200, which is just absolutely crazy and wild. Why you're paying that price is beyond me and ridiculous. Fun fact, I actually have a triple signed version of this book, the only copy that I have. So if you're in the market for one, holla at your boy. Anyways, this was written by Michael Bendis. This group was formed after the Kree Skrull War. And so in those events, this group banded together. Now it has several members, but the OGs are going to be Namor, which he's rumored to appear in Black Panther. Then we have Tony Stark, which he's dead, so I don't know how that works. Reed Richards, somebody that the MCU has been wanting for forever and a day. For a fact, I don't know, not for a fact. Another rumor is that John Krasinski and Emily Blunt are going to appear as those Marvel characters, but just for an instance, just maybe for this movie. I don't think they've signed any long-term deals, which would be a shame. So supposedly they're going to show up as variants. Then you have Black Bolt, which is the King of Inhumans. That show debuted, but it was trash, so they are not going to apply that. But Black Bolt does play a big future, and we would love to see the Inhumans. Next up is going to be somebody you are familiar with and what this movie is based on, Dr. Stephen Strange. But finally, the big kicker, the biggest rumor of all is going to be, and it's not a rumor because we all know his voice. We know Sir Patrick Stewart's voice, and that was none other than Charles Xavier. That's the final member of the OG. Now, you have other members that are on there. You have freaking Amadeus Cho, Beast, Black Panther, Captain America, Captain Britain, Dr. Green, Doctor Strange, already said, Medusa, Mr. Fantastic is on there, of course, and then Yellow Jacket, and a bunch of other ones. The current members are actually Black Ant, Enchantress, the Hood, Mad Thinker, Thunderball, and Titania, which we kind of have a version of Enchantress in the MCU through the Loki variant, and then Titania is supposed to make her debut in the She-Hulk show. Okay, so the rumor is that these Illuminati are going to make their debut, but they're going to be instantly killed off. Very Cad Bane fashion, which would be a tragedy because there's so much that they could go off of with that. I think that some of the members may end up dying, but not all of them, and then they'll have to recruit others into the organization. So, with the Illuminati all but confirmed, this is going to open up the floor for a different dimension of heroes known as the X-Men. With Patrick Stewart, aka Charles Xavier, being on the council, this is just a very easy transition for the Marvel Cinematic Universe to bring over the X-Men or have X-Men adventures in their own universes. And we already know this kind of exists, right? Because in the Venom movie, or specifically the Spider-Man No Way Home movie, both of those kind of showcased each other, right? At the end of Venom, it showed Spidey being the big villain, and he's like, whoa, who's that? We gotta find him. And then in the MCU, Venom makes an appearance and then gets blipped out almost immediately because he was just out on some beach bar getting drunk. So we already know that that's possible, right? So what that is going to do, what they ended up doing, Kevin Feige, the master, the genius himself, he created the multiverses so every company could theoretically still have its own adventures without affecting the MCU proper. So that's my guess. That's how they're going to end up bringing in the X-Men. Now, as you know, in that trailer, we saw Necromancer, Doctor Strange. I think that's what we're calling him. And speaking of necromancy, are we going to be getting a Tony Stark version of this? He's one of the characters. Iron Man is part of the Illuminati. We saw his Age of Ultron bots, his Iron Legion of Ultron bots, right? That are arresting Doctor Strange for being a bad guy and breaking the multiverse and hopping forward. I don't know what the plot's going to be, but we saw them. So what we do know is that Superior Iron Man was the one that created those. So they're thinking that's going to be the case, that's who is going to debut. Now, the rumor around that is that Tom Cruise is set to play that version of Tony Stark because he originally was going to play Iron Man, but something happened. Maybe one of his Mission Impossible movies had a conflicting schedule, and then Marvel and Disney blew up to be what they are. Now everybody wants that Marvel Disney money, and specifically to be part of history, because what folks don't realize is, while yes, they are a roller coaster of a movie, they are making cinematic history in the regards that no one's ever been able to compile a universe like this. And so, if anything, that's what it's going to be. I think we are about to hit a new era in subgenres within the superhero genre. Think Joker from the DC universe, where it just kind of pulled a few mythos from it and then just had its own creative interpretation of what it should be, even though it's not anything. And then I think this new Batman movie coming out with Pattinson, Robert Pattinson, is going to be kind of like a suspense thriller, like a detective story. So it'll be interesting to see that one. I'm actually excited it debuts this week. I'm pretty sure it debuts this week. Anywho, so with the Superior Iron Man, that's what everybody's speculating that's going to be. And so in that trailer, we see Wanda, which I think is evil Wanda, fighting against a very powerful being. And Wanda, as we know, as comic book goers, readers, knowers know, is that she is actually the strongest character in the MCU universe just because she's able to create reality in her eyes at the snap of her fingers, which is, OPAF, right? And in the MCU, she's pretty powerful. She went up against Thanos and, almost had him dead to rights with her anger. She chose the dark side on that one. But back to this. So we see her fighting somebody. Everybody was speculating that it's Superior Iron Man, but I recently just saw something on either The Nerdist or comicbook.com where they kind of slowed things, enhanced it. Of course, us nerds have nothing better to do. Well, what we ended up seeing is that it's actually a black character, and it looks almost like Captain Marvel. So we want to say this is going to be a variant of Captain Marvel, and I think it's going to be Monica Rambeau, because we know in the comics she becomes Captain Marvel at one point, she becomes Spectrum, and she becomes Photon. So my money is that we're going to get the Monica Rambeau version of Captain Marvel. Perhaps in that universe she was the one that was testing the planes and Carol Danvers wasn't, you know. The world really is the MCU's oyster as far as minor details that they want to change up, and with the actors that they have, they absolutely can do it. And so with us kind of talking about that and talking about Superior Iron Man, you know, we for sure, I'm positive that that's who it is. That Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, that's actually who it's going to be. And that it's not Superior Iron Man, that it's not the Phoenix Force, it's not Mephisto. Sorry to those Mephisto speculators. But regardless, I am super excited for this movie. I think it's going to be Endgame level epicness. Everybody thought, you know, once Endgame happened, that was going to be it, and boy oh boy were they wrong. But the theory, the rumor from this all that I actually want you to take away is my own personal rumor, and it's that they're going to now start doing storytelling based on each universe, and then they're going to find a way to jump between universes. And so whenever somebody has a cataclysmic event that they need a little backup, you got to put in the subs. That's when you jump and hop. But what they're going to end up doing is, instead of having everybody, they may have a ginormous cataclysmic event where like Thanos is going around universes and destroying things or something along those lines, where they have to bring everybody like they did in Endgame. But I think what we're going to get for the next few is going to be each individual universe and planet, I guess, is going to be having their own cataclysmic terror. You know, we have Kang the Conqueror, that's confirmed. So that's going to be the next kind of bad for a while. And then in another universe, we're going to see a version of Iron Lad, right? And then in another universe, we're going to have the X-Men. And then in another universe, we're going to have the Inhumans, right? In each of those universes, something happened that sparked for the X-Men to populate, for the Inhumans to populate, for the Avengers. We are seeing that story being told, right? So I think that's the direction that Kevin Feige is going to go with. I could be wrong, but that's just a speculative person that I am. I think that that's what it is. All right, I told y'all that today was going to be a quick one. We're in and out, sub 15 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. That's got to be a record. Woo, woo. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me today. We appreciate your time spent listening to us and really just hanging out with us, guys. We really do enjoy doing this. It's always fun. I always have a ball. As always, please go over to Apple Podcasts, drop that 5-star, drop a review if you haven't. We need to get to 200. We're just about on the brink of it. I think we're like 170, 180, somewhere around there. We would love to have that. Find us on Instagram, nerd.nostalgia. Find us on Facebook, Nerd Nostalgia Nation. That's the private group. Join it. And then we're also on YouTube. I'm doing a little bit different things on YouTube. These videos or podcasts actually show up on YouTube because it auto uploads, but we also do some unboxing videos and a little bit of speculation talk that I'm going to start doing on there as well. So go ahead and follow us there. I think we are about to break 3 triple digits, about to be at like 100 or so. But that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll catch you on the next episode. Remember, stay nerdy, my friends. That's a terrible catchphrase.